Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to the foothills of Mount Fuji in Oyama, Santo District, Japan, for round 5 of the WEC Championship 2024 in the R Factor 2 Sim, brought to you by Sim Racing Online. Round 5 of 6 will find us at this epic track that it was built in the early 60s, and in the 80s it was used for FIA World Sports Car Championship and national racing. Originally managed by Mitsubishi, Fuji Speedway was acquired by Toyota in 2000, and the circuit hosted the Formula One 2007 Japanese Grand Prix. So it has a great history. It was designed in the 60s to be an oval, and it was so deadly. They wanted a big high bank oval, and the trip about it was it had a big downhill section that went into the first huge oval. And, well, flat out, people just kept dying there, so they did away with that. And it was sold to Toyota, bought it back, I think, in the after 65, in 69, it was taken over by Toyota, one of the largest car manufacturers in the world, with some great manufacturers. So anyway, a little bit of brief history there. There you are with that. With that said, let's get a look. We are in the last throes of practice here, so we've got a few drivers that are out on the track. So with that, we would just take a look and see who is doing what. We got Costas Catadores here in his LMH car, getting this last couple practice laps in. This is, we'll show you a quick picture here of the event. There we are, 90 minutes at this 4.563 kilometer, 2.8 mile track. Does have one of the longest straights in any of the circuits you race, in any of the circuits race, basically. This track is just about a mile in length on the straightaway, just under 917 of a mile. And looks like 1,400 kilometers, something like that. So the longest straight we're going to see in any of our races. So that will give these guys a chance to open these babies up and through the full throats of these vehicles as they head down the straight. Should be some good stuff. We are battling it out here for the last couple of rounds. We've had some drivers drop out. We've had mishaps. If I watched us 2 weeks ago at Interlagos, you would have seen a lot of mayhem. And due to that, some people have just thrown the towel in and they can't take it anymore. So, only the strong can survive here in sim racing, even though there's no physical or, personal damage. There is some serious mental damage that can go on with this sport. So, with that said, just counting down the minutes here to practice. I think we're in the last minute here. The clock on top is not representative of what's going on, as that's just the practice time. As we're starting at the top of the hour, which is absolutely right now. So I think with that, the host is probably going to jump us into qualification. All right. There we go. It'll be a 15-minute quali, and it is private quali, so these guys are going to get to go out on their own. I'm trying to see if I can get my track map working here. Doesn't seem to want to cooperate, so that said, let's see if we've got anybody heading out yet, as the timer should change us over. There we go. Now they're starting to head out. So it looks like Nick Westy being one of the first guys out on track. go. All right, sorry, doing a little work behind the lines there. Something you can't see yet, but you will see it in a minute. So there is Westy. Is he going to put a first time lap in? I think this is his, that was his out lap. So we'll see what we got going here. Yep, so he's on his first lap. And into turn 3, which is the Coca-Cola kink there, into this turn 4 section, which is just simply called 100R. Little tricky spot. Oh, we passed that. I'm sorry. We're in the turn 8 and 9 now. He was already into the 11. This is the Dunlap section. 11, 12, 13. Very, very technical part of this track. This is where all the nastiness happens here before you get to the wide open straight. This 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 all tough, low speed corners. So the how much of the downforce is going to come into play as you get it around here to the famous Panasonic turn, which puts you now down that amazing straight. Let's just see what kind of speed we're looking at here. That is miles per hour on that here as I am coming to you from the US. So there it is. There is the first time, which is not the fastest time. And Talvitier has put the fastest time up. There's a 118. So Westy's about a second off of that. As you can see, so let's check out some of the GT3s. Matteo Dentella has put the fastest GT3 time up so far, and he's purple and purple. And let's see what happens when he crosses the line here. See what he can put up. And there you have it, a 137.5. So Granatovich should be chasing right behind him with his 137.5. It's the time to beat, so we'll see what he's doing here. He has just started his hot lap. Let's take a look up at the top of Talvitier with that beautiful skin that he's got there. He's got his Maidens of Finland protecting him as it did in last race. And he did. They did a good job, the gals on his skin there, because he was one of the ones that was unscathed from Interlagos. He did a very nice job. Sitting at the top of the time charts right now with that 118.2. Candazoris up half 7.7 off, and Westy just 0.8. And Dascabala 1.3 behind there. So let's see if we switch it over to this and give you some information here. You'll see his inputs as he's on another row, and he loses it. He's all out. So that lap's over. So much for that. Let's check on John Vandergeest. He's starting his hot lap into the turn 1. Very tricky coming after that high speed straight. You've really got to hit the hammer to slow these babies down for that turn 1 and 2 section. And heading up into the Coca-Cola kink right here, turn 3. This is a pretty high speed turn. You can take it with a lot. And then this big 100R radius, really tough to get this thing right. But when you do, you can really get an advantage. Number 6, turn 6 there, the hairpin. Turn 7. And then that sweeper right here at 8, coming up to the Dunlap turn 10 here. A lot of pile-ups right here in the races. These guys come right on down to the passing zone. We've got a little bit more room here than we had last week, because he has a little bit off. The Stewarts might not going to like that one, as he's yellow and yellow in his sectors anyway, so it probably won't hurt him. But we are looking at Smythe, not Vandergeest, so just in case. I wanted to find Vandergeest, but I missed him. So anyway, let's jump to the top, because Robin Taylor has just put up, as he spins it out. Taylor did put that 117.7 up there, some half a second faster than Tony. And we missed him on the back of that. But let's go down and check out some of these GT3 guys, because Granatovich is purple in sector 2, so he is threatening to take that away from Dentella as we are about halfway through qualifying here. There he comes into this. He's bringing it in. So let's check on a couple other drivers here. Stefan Winham in the Audi. Get a good look at that car. We're going to just kind of go through the lines here. Ed Jones is in the pit. We got Tim Cartwright. He's another BMW driver. Making his way through what looks like the technical Sector 3 area. Just can't figure it out without a lot of practice. You can see how tight the pit is. You got Mount Fuji right there as he's coming up to Panasonic here. So this is usually, you know, like a second gear turn if you can hang it in there, and then you just open it up for the straight right here. So that BMW is looking pretty good. Let's check out Neil Woody and his Dr. Pepper team car. Looking for his partner. Sporting the Dr. Pepper as well, and there he is, Ben Summers. Look at that nice little skin job on there. All right, so let's check out back what's going on here with the 117 at the top with Taylor there. I would like to find Ollie. Where's Ollie? There's Ollie. Okay, he's in the Ferrari this week. So Bateson picking up the Ferrari. Yep, one of the other Ferrari drivers, Karp, is out. Gutierrez is out. These guys just choose not to race anymore. So, like I said, you don't get physically hurt, but you might get mentally hurt in this. So they were done. It's over for them. Where is Ericsson? Let's give it. Barrett Ericsson is put Sniffing Pig in his McLaren. He's coming into the pits. So let's check on Donatella. He's out. And he's purple in Sector 2, so he's not only sitting at the top of the boards, he does have the fastest Sector 2 right now for the GT3. So to get an idea what he's going through here as he comes through that grueling Sector 3. Bringing it into Panasonic. Turn 16, there are 16 turns on this circuit. And now he's going to open this baby up and see what it can do. Like I said, one of the few tracks where you can get all the way into 6th gear. 150, 160, 165. And that Merc to its knees, and then hard on the brakes for turn 1. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, let's check on Costas Kantazoris. He's currently in 3rd in the Protos. Get a look at how it looks for these guys as he's coming up to the Dunlap turn, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. And then NETZ is what they call this little turn right here. There it is. This is next. You hit this wrong right here, and it throws you off into those off areas up there, and you're laughing. Really got to be technical in that. So Fuji offers us a couple of brilliant sections. You got the high-speed turns of Sector 1, the amazingly fast straight, and then, of course, the Sector 3 intricate part of the technical abilities. And here is Freddie Hell. So let's watch Freddie Hell for he's not a Latin ripper now. And that MRG guys in that beautiful skin. A little off pace in Sector 1, as you can see. And he's a little bit off there. All right, he's putting a little bit of hurt on that rubber, so this lap is going to be a wash. Let's check on Vandergeest. John's green in Sector 1, so he's setting off to a good lap here for himself. Johannes the hairpin, he got a little loose there. Might cost him a little bit. Heading down into Dunlap. Technical part of the track. Going to see a lot of action there. Green and green for John, though. So about this some 3+ seconds off of the leader's pace, but he is setting himself a good lap this round. Coming onto the straight. Check his speed, 190, 200 miles an hour. And he did not improve a 121, so he keeps himself where he was. Meanwhile, back to the GT3 is Granatovic pulling into the pits, has taken that spot from Mateo. Let's see if excuse me, Mateo might have anything in the tank for him. He's on an outlap. How about Cartwright sitting in third in that BMW? So he got a BMW sitting a pole for the GT3s and currently in third with just under 3 minutes to go now. So 2.5 minutes left. Ericsson is back out. He's coming out. Or is he just now coming in? So Eric's coming in. Woody is in. Batson's in. Ben Sumner's is out in the GT3s. Ed Jones is in. And it looks like Summers has some damage there. So he probably had a little bit. He's coming into the pit. So let's get back up to these guys. Taylor, pit. There's Costas. See where he's at. Track is yellow. Let's check on Talvitie. The Maidens of Finland, if they can guide him through. He's currently about a second off. And he is yellow on the yellow. So this will be probably his last shot here as he crosses the line to start yet another lap with just 1:41 left. So if he's got a shot here to get himself sitting on top. He's in a good position though. 90-minute race, so second position is not bad at all. It's all where you end up in the end. You know, you can't win it on lap one, although a lot of people try. But the good news is we got plenty of room for both classes here at Fuji. A little bit of low. He must have some body work. He's really got this thing low to the ground, as you can see by the endless 4th of July spark show. He is green in sector 2, but that yellow first sector didn't do him any favors. Yeah, he's a little bit on sorts there. You see just these slightest mistakes. These are all hundreds and tenths of seconds that do make the difference in the end. And he is just punishing those tires. Let's see if he can improve a little bit. And 118, 156. He does not improve. He's still that 0.9 on 8 off. So that's it for Tony. I mean, he did get across, but I think his tires are toast. Let's see on Freddie Hill. Freddie coming up to the technical part here. And that is it for qualify. So these will be the closing laps. And Freddie is yellow and yellow. So he is not going to improve. Let's check on the GT3s. He's in the pit. Anybody out? Barrett finding himself in 4th right now. This in sector 2 coming up to the hairpin. Get through. He is green in sector 1, so he might be able to bump himself up if he can hang on to this lap. Only a few cars left out on track. See where Costas is. Here comes Costas down the straight. Let's see what he's yellow and yellow, so that's not going to help. All right. Let's get back to Barrett. Coming through Panasonic here, the last hairpin. He lost a little bit of time there in sector 2. Let's see if he can make it up on the straight here. Target time is at 1:36, and he's passed that up, but I think that's it. He stays in 4th position, so there you have it. That is going to be your finishing order. Let me see if I can get us a shot here of the pits. There we go. All right. Quali is over. If you take a look, I'm going to set the starting order. Set starting order. Okay, that is done now. Good deal. All right. Well, there you have it. You can see your top leaders: Talvite, Castasaurus, and Westy in the LMH, and Granatovich, Donatella, and Cartwright in GT3. As we're stating right now for our 5-minute warm-up. With that, we're going to take a look at where the points are sitting. In case of interest, remember, a lot of these guys are out of the circuit now. They're out of this series. But here, we'll give you a quick look at the points so you can kind of see where everybody's at. See Granatovich in 1st place. And then Kale's gone. Gutierrez is gone. But Donatella's right there. But he is some points back at 42 versus 90. Those other guys had a shot at it, but you can kind of get an idea where everybody's at. You see Robin Taylor's leading the Hyper's cars, and Descobelaire in 2nd place. But we're, some 13 points back, though that's reachable. And then, I'm sorry, Taylor's in 2nd place. My bad. I can't read. Potential's in 3rd with that. He's 29 points back of Taylor, who's only 13 points back of his teammate there. So these guys are putting a good show together, and there's the points for that. So as we have our few minutes here just to kill and get out with these guys in a friendly manner, as they are probably heating up the tires, putting on the fuel tanks, filling up the fuel tank, getting the game, their setups ready. Warm-up laps here. You can see nice, big, wide lanes here. Not like Interlagos last week, was just multi-class racing in Interlagos. Whether you're racing online or you're racing for real, it's just a nightmare. It's so tight. And, some people can handle it, some people can't. People kind of lost their nerves a little bit and just couldn't take it anymore. So they're out. Here's what it looks like if you're a GT3 driver. At BMW cockpit. That nice. They have a mirror and a rear view cam, so lots of spatial awareness here, which you need when these Le Mans prototypes are coming up your tailpipe. They're a lot faster, so they jump on you quick, as you can see right here. Was that Taylor? LaBelle's parked. Vandergeest is parked. Smythe is out. Teammate Freddie Hell is parked. Scabler is out. Coming into the hairpin. This nice mix of high-speed turns and low-speed turns really brings out the driver, so to say. Westy's parked. Costas is out. All right, we're just about a minute to go. You guys will be getting their final little test laps in. Stantella, Matt Merck. And as he is ready to go, Ollie Basson in the Ferrari. Bateman having a good series. Looks like he's just kind of taking it easy. Got a proto on his tail, as you can see. He'll go flying by here in a minute. You can see the speed difference in these cars. It's crazy. All right, and that is going to do it. This session is officially over. Got Talvitier Smythe still out there. So, full tanks, fresh rubber, and 90 minutes of racing awaits us.
Non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
You heard it, non-essential personnel leave the grid now, as we are ready to grid up. Now, we are going to have a formation lap. Start that. Taylor's already out there. That indicates the start of the formation lap as we get rolling. So while we're doing that, let us take a look at this starting order. The Talvitier, Costas, Westy, which did we lose? Taylor should be up there, but there's something going on here with the board there. Yeah, we've got a little bit of intermittent RF2 stuff, so there you go. You can see Smythe Vandergeesem Labelle bringing up the tail end there. And then we get to the GT3s with Roman Granatovich, Matteo Dattella, and Tim Cartwright, top three, followed by Ericsson, Wood, Bateson, Summers, and Wenham. And then behind them would be Ed Jones bringing up the tail end. So there you have it. There is your starting order for round 5. Now, I believe this is going to start on the last turn or perhaps at the start-finish line. I don't know what it was for this race, but I'm going to this thing over here now, bring up the track map for you. Going on, as you can see the separated grids there. But that little bit of room between 9th and 10th, which is the start of the GT3 class. As they're coming around Panasonic here, they're coming up. I believe the race is going to start right here. And I think we are racing. Here we go. Talvitier, Taylor first, Talvitier in second. Getting off to a nice stretch start to third place. Back down there, as you can see. Third to fourth, tighten it up. He's taking a look on the inside. Oh, breaking early. Fred Allen got himself out there, and that pushed Talvitier out a little bit. He's probably not going to be happy about that. Get to see who's who there. Let's give you that quick, and then not to be too late, here come the GT3s into their turn 1 action. Granatovich ahead of Dattella as they set their pace, ready to go here. Here we go. All right, I got through turn 1 clean and back up to these guys. As we are on lap 1, as they're coming around to complete the lap 1, you can see Taylor still in the lead there. Marked by the green icon on the track map, that is Robin Taylor leading this race. Televitier got dropped down to 4th for that turn 1 nightmare. Let's see what he can do coming in. Westy and Taylor, teammates again, 1st and 2nd, as usual. He's just behind him. They get through, and here's the rest of the field. There's Matej, Nescabler, and Smythe. Televitier right in front of them, followed by Freddie Hell and Vandergeest. And meanwhile, back here, Mateo has been shot, getting a little bit of pressure on Granatovic. Once Granatovic gets warmed up, man, he is just so on pace. He's so consistent. These GT3 guys got to do everything they can to not make any mistakes, just to hang with his pace. You see Cartwright in the other BMW there, as these first 2 guys are getting a little bit of a gap. And you've got Barrett Erickson sitting there in 4th right there. In good position with Neil Wood right behind him. Excuse me. You guys are setting up. They're gaps pretty steady. Meanwhile, Televitier's trying to put a little bit of pressure back on, get that spot back from Cantasaurus. As he's now looking at the inside, as Cantasaurus did on lap 1, and Tony has got a little bit of a break there. He puts his nose in front and he gets that spot in turn 1. Nice move by Televitier. Very nicely done. So that bumps him back up into 3rd. Now he's got the teammates of Taylor and Westy in front of him, which is a workload. So he'll have to hang himself in there for that one. I think they're spread out pretty good. As the GT3s are coming around to head down the straight, it's going to be a drag race here. Let's see if Ericsson has anything for that BMW. Those BMWs are so throaty, they're so torquey. I used to own one, and the one thing you notice about these BMWs is you can short shift them because of the torque. So they don't really need the high revs to get the max torque out of them. You can keep those babies down. Helps keep them a little bit, puts a little bit of work on them. But holy smokes, we got Taylor had an incident. Taylor is out in the first place. Televitier in the second, we missed it, but he has somehow spun and has dropped himself down into 7th position. So just like that, the drop of a hat, Westy's getting better. It's Televitier taking a shot at the lead. He's got the inside corner, and they're going to the nose, and they have a little bit of contact. Cantasaurus is trying to get in on this action. Now Cantasaurus and Televitier have contact. Lots of stuff going on there with these element cars. Televitier did have his nose in the lead there heading into turn 1, but not to be as they come out of it. Holy smokes. That was crazy business. They head into Dunlap and see what happens here. Tighten up into this technical section. Let's see who's got the advantage in the technical section. You can see Smythe and Freddie Hell and Taylor are not too far behind with Vandergeest along with them. And now we've got a little bit of GT3 action, so it's time to play your picks as they head into the Panasonic and down the straight to clear themselves of these GT3s. So there is the rest of the GT3 field right ahead. These guys like hugging the right hand side there. That's there. 1, 2, 3 going down the straight. Keeping it tight. The Scotland looks like he's going to take a look. Is the traffic's going to make a pick here? Oh, these guys are getting heavy into battle. Whoa, it's this for that, for that. Holy smokes, they're scraping paint here as they try to make their way through these GT3s. Ericsson getting forced up a little bit there, as is Cartwright, as they get through, heading into R90, going down into the hairpin. This is white knuckle time here. They got one more GT3 to get through, and that would be Renatovich. And there they go. As Kentasaurus kind of gets the wrong end of that deal, picked the wrong lane to get behind Renatovich, and that's going to give Talbitier and Westy a gap. Excuse me. Meanwhile, right behind him, Freddie Hell kind of getting through now, and Smythe and Descobler are just in front of him, so Freddie gets through. Crazy business here. Getting through the second place. There is 1, 2 GT3s, and here comes Freddie. And then Taylor. So Taylor's got to navigate these 2 GT3 drivers. Now this is the battle for the lead with GT3, so the Proto's got to be careful not to disrupt. We got a yellow in sector 2. Yellow in sector 2. Somebody else is out. Talbitier is way out in front. It must have been Descobler, because he is far behind all these guys. Talbitier is just way out in front. Look at this gap now. He's got a 5-second gap. So something must have happened there. That's Descobler is way back now. Meanwhile, the GT3s, comes Woody. And Ericsson also lost a spot as he got bumped down to 5th, as Woody must have gotten that. It was probably through the picks of the Protos. And Jones currently in 7th with Summers right behind him, some 1.8. They make it through, but what has happened at the top here with Talbitier? You can see that lead he's got, that gap. Here comes 2nd, 3rd. Jack Scobler and Kentasaurus, the 2 hardest names to pronounce, are both 2nd and 3rd in the Protos. And you can see right behind them is Freddie and Jacob. So Freddie Hell and Smythe, also teammates, are battling out for that 4th and 5th place as Westy finds himself back there. So it was Westy that had it. As Westy and Taylor both had offs. That's what happened. So now it's coming to me. As you see, Nick Westy and Taylor are back together again, but they are back in the field, mid-pack 6th and 7th place. So perhaps a pit stop might do some help for them, but that is quite an event for this race, as those 2 guys are the points leaders with Talbitier. So far, off to a brilliant start. Owning that first place leader. And he has like 8-second gap over 2nd place. He's coming up now on the tail end of the GT3s. That is Stefan Winham in that Audi, about to get passed by Talbitier. So he gets around there. But meanwhile, 2nd, 3rd, these guys are duking it out for the rest of the podium here. Side by side, these guys just cannot stay off. Another yellow in sector 3, and it's the 17th place car of Ben Summers. Summers has had an off. You see the damage there. But let's get back to this battle. Excuse me. As this section of the Protos is pretty tight. Westy now, we know the pace of Westy and Taylor is quick, as they were the top of the leaderboard. So look at this, he's making his way. Oh, just a little bit of a say hello challenge there by Mr. Westy to Mr. Hell, as they're getting their way past GT3s. More traffic coming. Oh, and you can see is that Taylor right behind him. getting through. Talvitier now passing the 17th place car. Summers on the main straight, as you can see by the track map up there. But the battle back here, the 3rd and 4th place. Excuse me. And you can see, as you guys are tightening up, this is the podium. Freddie Hell just in 5th, Smythe in 4th, and Descobler in 3rd right there. So Gantosaurus right in front of him, and Talvitier running away with it. But let's check back on these GT3 guys, because I thought we had a little bit of action here, but it looks like 13th and 14th is it that and Ericsson keeping it real. But meanwhile, these guys are going to fight their way through some traffic here. Back to this battle, 3rd place. Whoa! And as you can see there, Matej just about lost it there. Nice save by Matej. He gets a grip on that thing. And Talvitier now coming up through the tail end of the GT3s. You can see there is the Ferrari. And the McLaren of Barrett Ericsson. So Batson and Ericsson are cleared by Talvitier. I think that's Woody as well, just got cleared. So Woody is currently in that 4th place spot. And you can see the gap to Cartwright just leaving the picture now. And there is Woody right there. So there's the gap to that. But, excuse me, Ericsson staying, keeping in the zip code there for Woody. And meanwhile, Freddie Hell and his teammate duking it out as they make their way through the GT3s. Crazy business here. Into hairpin. Let's see if we can get a shot in the mirror, because if you look in Westy's mirror, I mean in Freddie Hell's mirror, that is Westy back there, closing the gap. So the misfortunes of the 2 spins that we did not get a chance to see, because I'm too lame to figure out how to make this replay work. I mean, I know how the regular replay works, but it's just, they've got another off there. Good heavens to Betsy. So that was Smythe Austin. That's going to put Taylor right on him, and Taylor is probably going to get around him, I would imagine. This lap is just taking for a shot. As you see the GT3s, it's a pick who's going to win here, and we have the straightaway to determine. So you have Westy, Smythe, and Taylor. Smythe is these guys are all MRG teammates, so they ought to kind of be careful with each other. And you can see Taylor gets himself around. So good to see there. And Ericsson and Woody battling out for that 4th spot. You can see they're just behind him there if you look right here. There is Barrett. So he is closing that gap a little bit. His thirst quenches only by the Dr. Pepper that he must get by. That Dr. Pepper delivery of Mr. Woody. Where's the tail end view? There we go. All right, you can see Ericsson just behind him there. Let's keep this view and let's go up to Robin Taylor, who's, there we go. He's got Freddie Hell in the back and he's going through some of the GT3s. Good heavens to Betsy. Oh, yellow in sector 3. It is the 7th, 8th place car. Is it Vanderkees? No. Was it Westy again? He's back in it, whatever, but I think that was Westy dropping himself down to 8th now. With his teammates. These guys are all teammates. These are all MRG guys. But there's no rules, no team rules. It's like these guys are duking it out. As you can see, Freddie getting that good inside slot. But then on the over-under, it comes. Yes, indeed. Taylor had used the over-under and got around his teammate Smith right there. Nicely done. Meanwhile, Ericsson sticking right with Woody. As you can see, he's closing that gap to under second. It's 0.4. We got another yellow in sector 3. Oh, it was a quickie, though. I haven't seen anybody off. Let's Talvitier is coming up here through the traffic. There is your leader. It's 11-second gap now, so he is looking good to that gap to Costas. And then we have Costas back here, who is now pretty much by himself as well. And he's getting through the 18th place car of Stefan Winham. Currently 9th in the GT3. So the battles continue down here, though, as we've got Smythe, Vandergeest, and Lavelle pretty tight. You know, that's 6th, 7th, and 8th. As you can see, 5th, 6th, and 7th. If you look at the track map, you can kind of get an idea what's up. So that's duking it out there. Meanwhile, Summers, another incident for Summers. He's has another spin. He's having a rough go here. So that is in sector 2. Gets himself straight. Here comes the traffic now. Here comes the second place car of Kaidosaurus up on Summers. He's having a rough day. He might have just a little bit too much damage there to hold himself in those corners. So you can see that was pretty tough. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, you see Ericsson's holding that half-second gap. Blows in at all. The Woody in that Audi holding pace there. It's going to be a battle of the tires, I believe. See how he can close up pretty good in the turns there. Keeping it real here. He's got it half a second. Woody's very consistent, though. It's going to be tough. It's going to take a mistake, I think, to get Ericsson the chance to get around him. But, you know, a little curb here, a little grass there. You just never know. Trying to pace this. You can also see the Ferrari of Batson is closing in on this battle, too. So, meanwhile, the third place Cartwright, he's having a race here. He's got 5-second gap on Woody. And then Mateo, who's a couple of seconds trying to keep in the zip code there with Granatovic, who's just with his consistency gets through. Meanwhile, our leader, Tony's going to make it through some traffic here in this very technical sector 3. You can see what he's up against here. He's got Batson right there. Nothing he can do. He's just got to get away. It's a really tricky spot right here to head into Panasonic. Nice job getting around by both drivers there, keeping it real. Another coming up on this Neil Wood battle. There is that battle for 4th place. Next up for Talvitier will be Cartwright. See him closing in now. Very nicely done. Vandergeest now finds himself in 6th place. Jump on down to this. He's got about a second on Smythe, but he's got Smythe in his mirrors, I'm sure. Let's see if we can see him there. There is Smythe. Got red and yellow fire skin. Vandergeest keeping it real. We got Westy in the pit. So Westy is on fire. Heavens to Betsy. Nick Westy has retired from this race, so the points are going to be up to grabs, as you can see. That was it for Mr. Westy. On fire, burning it up. Wow, we'll have to get the tail from his own words here. It's exactly what happened there. See Ed Jones there. So that's going to move everybody up a spot in the mid-pack here. Vandergeest is 6th, Jacob Smythe is in 7th. This is a pretty fierce battle right here. also in the top. Not as these guys get through Batman. They're coming up on this Dr. Pepper sniffing pig battle right here. So they're going to get through that. Oh, come on now. Don't be ridiculous. Yellow sector 3. It's the 16th place car of Ben Summers. He's out again. So Summers is in the wall again. So he is having trouble as Smythe is trying to get around Vandergeest. Vandergeest putting up a wall. Nice defense there from Vandergeest. See if I can get that super cool rear view again. This battle. Oh, and Freddie's coming up. Or I mean Smythe, I'm sorry. I get these two confused with their skins. So Vandergeest driving like a maniac. Who's that just behind him? Has had that little off. So that is held into the backpack foreground. You saw him having a little bit of an off there. These guys get through some of the GT3s. That looked like Cartwright. They were getting by there. Third place GT3 car. As these guys are heading into turn 1. Oh, Smythe is going for the inside. Vandergeest is stuck on the outside. This is going to be the over-under. Oh, it's the over-under, but it's the, oh, nice save. Nice save by both cars. A little bit of a crossover where the noses hit a little bit, but no harm, no foul. Good hard racing going on right here. So Vandergeest's got Smythe in front of him and Freddie Hell all over him, so he's in an MRG sandwich right here as Freddie is looking for a way around. Coming up on yet more GT3 traffic. MRG of Datella. I mean, Mercedes-Benz, not MRG. See how technical that part of the track is. It's crazy. So meanwhile, Ericsson and Woody, it looks like Woody's got a little bit of a gap now. See that gap is grown, so Ericsson might have had a little bit of off, or had probably due to the LMH cars getting through. It's just multi-class racing is such a challenge, and that's just part of it. That's just all part of it. And here is your GT3 leader, Roman Granatovich. She's got some 3 seconds on Datella, who's hanging in there. You see he's coming up on they've got Summers. No, Summers is out too, so it's got to be Winham back there. That's Jones, I believe it. The other big. So we got 2 DNFs now, 1 GT3 and 1 LMH. It's Ben Summers. Neil Wood's partner is out. His teammate is out of the race. So anyway, back to this battle here for 6th place, 5th place. Vandergeest hanging on, just trying to get himself through this MRG sandwich that he's in. His teammates in front and behind him. He's got driving to do here. They're coming out of the Panasonic down to that straight. Look at him close in on that. Just doing some late braking there as Vandergeest is trying to just close that gap, trying to do anything he can to just close that gap a little bit. So with Woody out front now, the battle for GT3s is Batman and Ericsson. Ollie's doing a good job in that Ferrari. Got a pretty clean race so far. Put the gap to the next cars up on the timer tower there, so you can see how far away they are to the next car. Protos get through. There's Taylor's found himself up into 4th place now. And there is Michael LaBelle. Haven't seen him yet. Currently in 8th. He will bring home some points in the top 10 if he can hang on to that. And I think that was Catasaurus there that was picking his way through. You can see he's 10 seconds back. Vandergeest now bumped up to 5th place as he's gotten around Howell, and so looks like just behind him there, Freddie Howell and Smythe. Vandergeest has become the victor for this part of it as we are coming up on the first third of this race, just about done. 63 minutes remaining. So pit stops are going to be coming up pretty quick, I would think, here for some tire action. But Vandergeest, even though we didn't get to see it, has managed to get himself into the top 5 now after he got himself out of that MRG sandwich. So we don't know how that happened, but it indeed happened. And what do we got back here? We got some Protos going by. There is Erickson trying to close that gap again as Taylor gets through the GT3s. So he's got it down to 1.2, so he is gaining back on Woody. So the gap is getting closed down, and it's a nice little race here for this 4th, 5th, and 6th there in the GT3 as Batson is staying competitive, hanging in with them. Ed Jones back here steady, holding on to 7th place as the Protos get through. There go the MRG Smythe and Hell boys. Trying to close that up under Vandergeest. No. Excuse me. The little bit of gap he had, it's just washed away. Every time you got to get through, it's the same for both classes. They got to watch their rears for the LMHs, and the LMHs got to plan their way around here as this looks like an opportunity. Vandergeest gets through. Batson nice out of the way. Very good. Smythe now has to wait another turn as Vandergeest gets stuck behind the foot-sniffing pig of Erickson, who is right on the tail now of Woody. So you've got some good racing going on here. Side by side by side by side. As Vandergeest loses that spot out to Freddie Hell, who gets around on the quick move going around Erickson and Woody. So another little change up there as Vandergeest does get it back, though. He comes back on the outside, or the inside, holding that 5th position back for Tat down the main straight through the traffic. Excellent driving by everybody there, just to keep it clean. The pressure is intense, and Freddie is giving Vandergeest hell, let's just say it that way, because what in the heavens of everything. This is some intense stuff as he's going through. I believe that was Cartwright. 53 that he went flying by. Just gotta make your way through this technical section. Vandergeest doing a great job in the twisties there. As they are coming up on Stephen Winham's car, as Stephen Winham in the Audi. The Protos go through, and Smythe, of course, right behind them. Kind of got the raw end of that lap. Now it gets around Winham. Nicely done. So now Erickson and Woody battle is back on. So he's got that same gap again. He's closed it down to half a second as it was for lap after lap there in that first 30 minutes. As we are now 1/3 of the way through this race. 60 minutes to go as of right now. So there we have it. So after 30 minutes of racing, we got Talvitier way out in front by 14 seconds over Cantosaurus. And Cantosaurus has 12 seconds on the Scobbler. So the first top 3 LMHs are spread out pretty good. And there is Mataj. But then you get to Taylor with that off and his partner Westy out. So the spin in the early parts placed him way back. And then we get down to where the place racing is going on here for the LMH with Vanderkees doing a studly job holding these guys off. They outpaced him in quali, if you might remember. But he's doing a brilliant job putting up some nice defense here, holding off these 2 MRG guys. It's just hard racing coming on here. So Smythe just kind of dropped out of this a little bit, but he's not that far back. In there, he's 4 seconds back, so he's got plenty of room to regain himself. They are coming up on some traffic here. As second place, Costas, I'm sorry, coming up through this GT3s. So you can see Batsman there. That was Jones, he's got around Jones, and now he gets to Batsman, and Erickson and Woody are just in front of him. Having that nice battle for 4th place in the GT3s, as there's just enough room for him to get around and not affect Neil's lap too much there. Who's now in 4th place, might add. Erickson right there. Tell the tires are starting to get a little bit of wear as these guys are really starting to be careful through these faster high-speed turns, keeping the rubber, especially that 100R turn 4 and 5 that they just went through. So you can burn some rubber off your car if you keep too much going there. The 3rd place car of the Scobbler just getting around this battle, as now Erickson is pretty much right on him. Could it be the tire wear? I mean, Erickson has done a great job closing. Let's see what he can do here. Batson really not far behind. Then we've got the 4th place car of Matej Scobbler coming up with the LMH on these guys. They're going to go flying by him at any minute now. Here he comes. He's just got Batson. Now he's coming up on Erickson, and they get in there before the turn. Let's keep it clean, no mess. Yes, and he does get through just in time not to affect this battle. This timing is so crucial. Really good battles going on here. Erickson keeping the pressure on. This is that turn I'm talking about. This is that 100R where, yeah, early on when you got fresh rubber, you can really keep your foot in it there, but you can tell these guys are starting to think about tire wear a little bit, and I'm betting you we're going to have some pit stops not too soon here, not too shortly. So this is actually the closest battle on track between the classes right now. Look, Ericsson's looking to the outside through this very technical Sector 3. They're coming up the hill now. Woody gets a little bit of a run on a getaway there. Very tricky right here. This nets area, 14 and 15, lots of people have lost it right there. Look at the Proto coming through. That's Vanderkees. Nicely done, Mr. Vanderkees. And then right behind him should be Freddie Hell. He'll be flying by in a second here. There he goes. As you can see, Erickson closes that gap down a little bit in the more technical sections. And that Audi seems wants to get the advantage on the straight. He's not able to close is Ericsson in that McLaren down the straight, but he really does a good job on the turns. We've got some smoke and fire going on here. Not quite as dramatic as Westy's barbecue that he had there in the pits. These guys are all heating up some sukiyaki off of Westy's fire. So Batsman now right on Ericsson. This is the kind of battles that occur. You got traffic. You not only got to race each other, you got to race the track, and you got to keep in mind of these other class cars that are coming at you. Crazy stuff. Very competitive. It's not for everybody. You got to have nerves of steel. You know, only the strong survive, and that's what we've lost a few drivers just because, well, I'm sorry, man, but you can't hack it. No balls, no glory. That's what I say. Things happen in racing. Just think, like in real racing, when these things happen, it's, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars and life-threatening. So some of these guys get all upset over, you know, sim racing. It kind of makes me laugh a little bit. We're all here for a good time and have fun. As we have a car coming into the pits, there we have our first stopper, and isn't Mr. Ericsson. He's coming in for his pit stop. He's probably getting a fresh set of rubber, so good for him. Meanwhile, Freddie Hell and John Vandergeest are duking it out as that battle has now come to an end for now between Wood, Batsman, and Ericsson in the GT3 class. Now we are back up to this mid-pack battle in the LMHs. Freddie Hell relentlessly keeping the fire lit from down below on Vandergeest. Get through Catella there, a second place GT3 car. As Vandergeest gets a little bit of a pick there, gives himself a little bit of breathing room. As they're now coming up on the straight here, so let's see what happens. And Taylor, as you can see, he's a straight and a half ahead as he's now heading into the Coca-Cola turn there. So that's Taylor who had that off. But Vandergeest taking advantage of there. So now it's in the GT3s. If we jump back here, it's Batten and Woody. This Ericsson should be coming out. And Ericsson is indeed back out. So he comes out in 7th place. Just ahead of the 2nd place car of Dentella. So Mateo, probably on fresh tire. Ericsson should be able to keep himself from getting lapped here. Although Granatovich, as you can see, has lapped him. So he is 1 lap down to the leader, but they are yet to pit. So meanwhile, the GT3 Batsman in that Ferrari. Let's see how many laps these guys want to go before they decide to bring it in. That's Jones right behind him there. There is Ericsson's teammate, currently in 6th. And he's only some 4 or 5 seconds off of this battle, so well within reach of an incident. But here we come, the Protos are getting around. There goes Kevin Flores, that's Cavallari. And now Tony Talvite in 1st place is coming down the straight. Got 18 seconds on Cantatoris now, so Tony Talvite is pretty good shape here to take this one home with the beautiful maidens of Finland guiding him all the way. Nicely done. Cartwright holding a steady 3rd place in that BMW. And Granatovich got some 4 seconds on Catella with the Merc. So what seems to be the battle here is this mid-pack GT3, and there goes Taylor as he gets by Batson. Again, only 2 cars out so far, which is very good. One of them just happens to be Westy. Is the LMH points leader, so he's not going to get any points in this race. He's going to tighten things up here for the last remaining race next week, which I believe is Mexico. No, I'm sorry, it's Bahrain. So yeah, we'll 2 weeks from today, Bahrain, round 6, the deciding round. See how it goes. So meanwhile, Vandergeest has got himself out away a little bit from these guys, but now we've got the 2 MRG guys, Smythe and Hell, close in on each other. You see Freddie there holding on to 6th place, and Jacob right there. And then we got to keep our eye here on Taylor. His pace. Let's see if we can show the best lap so far. See, Taylor's best lap was a 1:19.6. And last lap was a 1. Nope, doesn't show him. All right, I'm gonna go to this driver box because I want Taylor's. I want some action. I want some stuff here from Taylor. Let's just check because his last lap. Not gonna show his last lap, is it? All right, back to the battle box. All I can tell you is he's 8 seconds back. There you have it. So back to Freddie. And okay, these guys are pitted together. So Freddie Vandergeest in the pits. Who's going to come out? And also, as you can see, coming in now right behind them, that looks like the 2nd place car of Matej. No, the 3rd place car. Costas now in the lead. So Talvitier in the pits and out. Matej is in the pits. Or Matej is in 1st place now, as it was. I'll figure it out. Here, just give me a second. These guys are all in the pits. So a little bit of a lead exchange here. As now Matej takes over the 1st place. And it's Taylor back in 2nd place. Yet to pit. Now Taylor is also pitting. Costas, where is Tony? So Tony's back out. Tony comes out in 5th place. Vandergeest, who has not pitted yet, in 4th. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, he's in 5th now, 6th now. So I see as they're going through. I think it's updating for me. We got other pitters in the GT3 class. Mateo has pitted. That's going to move everybody up a slot. But again, this is all temporary. Taylor's in the pits. Let's see Matej. Nope, he's not coming in this lap, but it looks like Taylor's coming out. And he's still ahead of Vandergeest, but just, as you can see, 1st place down to 5th. So there is your gap to the leader. Taylor's just gone a lap down, but Matej has yet to pit. So things are going to start heating up here as these guys get fresh rubber. So it's obviously a one-stopper. These guys wait until the halfway point and they're getting rubber and fuel. So there we go. Remember, Erickson pitted early. Let's see, he is currently in 6th. Over, yeah, and we've got seventh place, Freddie. And LaBelle's now in the pit. Woody now in third. Renatovich is yet to pit as well. So we'll probably see him coming in pretty soon as he's got 22 seconds on his Cartwright because of the pit stop of Dentella. I think Dentella was still within single digits of him there. So Batman and Woody creeping ever so close to the top. It's up to the pit stops now. They can win any time in the pit stops. So let's go down to mid-race results. There's your mid-race results right there. Nice. So let's see, with the Scobbler's got to be on old rubber, and Taylor has pitted, so he should be able to get through here. Excuse me, as they get through the twisty section. This is first place being chased by fifth place, who has pitted. So it's almost about a lap worth of pit stops. As now Scobbler is finally coming into the pit stop, so that's going to rearrange things. As Tony from second place should get the lead back now. As we can see, he's just now hitting sector 3. So the timer ticking on the pit stop should put him back out in front because he did have that huge gap. So as he's making his way through the technical parts, he's coming up through net. Ready to take Panasonic here down to the straight, and we will see, as you can see by the track map, he's now heading down the straight, and the green icon number 1 is sitting in the pits. Tony's going to go zipping by, and he will attain that green colored marker as he takes over the lead after the pit stop. So things are starting to settle down as they would. Vandergeest also pitted, who comes out 6th with Smythe in front of him. So the battle of the pit stops as they get around Dentella, who's now in 4th place after he's pitted. Things are starting to take shape here as LaBelle gives way to Mr. Smythe. Vandergeest next. I'm sure LaBelle will let John through as well, as he just did. So Vandergeest has a little bit of work cut out for himself now to get back to where he was. Wenham's in the pits for the GT3s. 17, 18 as Tony is now coming up around. He's just not too far behind. Dentella currently in 4th, was in 2nd. So once Cartwright and Batson and Woody, who just pitted. Woody must have pitted because now he's down to 7th. There is your pit stop. So everybody, Bernardovich, Cartwright, and Batson have pitted. Erickson pitted, but it's not showing. So this is how it does sometimes. Our factor 2s. Not 100%, but hey, you get about good 83% of your data. Ha! So Vandergeest and Smythe have exchanged spots in the pit stop, so Vandergeest was in front of Smythe before the pits. Taylor's back in 4th place after the pit stops. And Descobler and Catasaurus are within a second. There's actually pretty big gaps there between 2nd and 3rd. If Vandergeest has anything for Smythe here. good late braking. Uh-oh, yellow in sector 3. It was a quickie. It was just a quick off, so no harm, no foul. But that is where the 3rd and 4th place Taylor, he is in that sector. As well as the 3rd place, the Scobbler. And you can see Taylor. Let's bring up the battle box. So he's got 12 seconds on Taylor. All right. No immediate threats right now, so let's go from the top down. We got Kyle VTA leading the pack. 16 seconds over Cantosaurus. There is Cantosaurus, who's got about 17 seconds over the Scobbler. So this is your 2nd place car of Costas. And then here is the 3rd place car of Matej. Oh, another yellow in sector 3. It is the 8th place car of Lavelle. Lavelle is out, a little spin action. That's that Tuffy Nets section, man. I'm telling you, it will catch you off guard and send you off the track. So meanwhile, Taylor, who was once in the lead of this race, now finds himself in 4th place. And then Smythe is right behind him in 5th, with Vandergeest right with him as they're getting through the GT3 class. That is Ed Jones they just got around there. As you can see, Televitier right there, just behind these guys. There is your 1st place car. So all of these cars should be set up to the finish now. They've all got fresh rubber, with the exception, I think, Renatovich has not pitted yet. Or if he did a heavens to Betsy of a job to have that 27-second gap over Cartwright still. And meanwhile, what happened to Tella, who was in 2nd place, now in 4th, but he's just some 3 seconds back of Ollie. So I don't know if Batman has pitted yet. Did we determine that he had? Yeah, I don't think Batson fitted. So we do not know. Keep an eye on that 4th place car. Meanwhile, slides in Vandergeest. But Vandergeest has got around him again, and I missed it. Dang it, heavens to Betsy. Good job by Vandergeest. Making way, getting around Jacob Smythe. Another brilliant pass that I missed. But we saw him chasing him down there. So Vandergeest finds himself back into 5th place, regaining his spot. See the leader closing in on him. I don't know if Salvitier is going to be able to get around these guys or not. But if he does, he'll put them a lap down. We are past halfway and coming up on the last third of this race with 36 minutes remaining. In other news, GT3, Barrett Erickson finds himself now in 5th place, and Woody is back in 7th, so the pit stops were not nice for Mr. Wood, who's getting pressured now by the LMH classes. So Woody, coming out of the pits, has some work to do. He's got to get, first Ericsson's teammate Jones is ahead of him before he can even get to Ericsson. So the two teammates, the foot sniffing pigs, find themselves both looking pretty good in 5th and 6th position. So good job there. But Batman, where's Batman? He's in the pits. So Batson has done his pit stop. So finally, there it is. Is that him coming out right there? Yeah, he's coming out now. So Batman, Bateson, however I'm mispronouncing it, I'm sorry, Ollie, comes out in 6th place ahead of Woody still. So Woody must have had some trouble. There is Woody right there, though. see the protos going around him. I believe that's Freddie Hell. Yes, he is. So Woody might have had a little bit of trouble in the pits. He was looking pretty fresh during that first half of the race, holding them off Ericsson up there in 5th place. But now Barrett finds himself in 4th after the pit stop. Batson now down in 6th place relative. All right, so back to this battle here. Okay, so Talvitier does get around Smythe, and now he's looking at Vandergeest to get lapped. Vandergeest getting the blue flag. Talvitier with that ripping pace with those maidens of Finland. I mean, that's the greatest thing of letting him by is you get to look at the maiden of Finland on the back of his car. Talvitier. Vandergeest right in front of him. Oh, getting a little nasty there. As now he's caught back behind him. It looks like Freddie, or Jacob, rather, did not fight with Vandergeest here. As they both take the pick of the GT3 and put Tony back behind him to get themselves off back on the lead lap. And that gap to 2nd place for Tony has to come down to 13 seconds. I think it was up to 17. Talvitier having a little bit of, regain and get himself back together. These guys are clear of the GT2 traffic, at least for a minute. As they do have the 16th place car, I think, coming up ahead of them. No, it's the 10th place car of Kim Cartwright. Will be next in line for these guys to pass. Here is Cartwright. He's just ahead here going up sector 3. 2nd place. So you've got BMW 1st and 2nd in this GT3 battle. Taylor getting through. And there is Tella. 3rd place in the GT3s. But back to this. Oh! Freddie making a mistake. And watch out for Taylor. There's your MRG teammate. He's going to lose that spot to Taylor too. So Freddie having it off, puts himself out into the grass and loses a couple of positions there. So that, I think, was the 4th place car of Taylor that just lapped him. That had to be that one. It wasn't a position. That was the lap car because Taylor who had that off in the 1st sector. Yeah. So meanwhile, that puts Smythe and Vandergeest still at wits' ends here having this battle. Vandergeest doing a great job of defense here. Holding on to that 5th place as they're getting through Batson now. So that's just the 6th place GT3 position they are getting through. Meanwhile, Talvitier is coming through Tim Cartwright there. Or not, sorry, Costas. Costas is in the lead of this race. What happened to Tony? What did I miss? The Maids of Finland must have had a spin. Tony is no longer leading this race. What the heck? They've swapped positions. That 13-second lead went down to nothing, so Tony must have had an infinite that I missed. Dang it. Hate it when that happens. So now, what looked like a sure win for Talvitier with the last third of this race. We are at 30 minutes remaining. And yet another lead change. So Talvitier has 30 minutes left to make up that 10-second gap if he can do it. Which is highly capable of. But man, what happened to Tony? Well, we'll never know until we get him in the broadcast booth after the race, maybe. But what the heck? The Matash are some 5 seconds ahead, which is closing in. Is that Woody right there? He's getting around. Man. But meanwhile, there is Granatovich, the leader of the GT3s, as Vandergeest and Smythe come racing through. Man, I wish I knew what happened to Tony. He clearly had this race. Guys getting it through. All right, here is the leader of GT3 is about to get the first place LMH car, taking its way around. Granatovich is out of the way. To the hairpin. Vandergeest defending beautifully here. We got that spot back. He's not giving it up. Smythe just endless pressure. Meanwhile, Batson and Jones here, we might have a little bit of a challenge here for 5th and 6th. As 5th place Jones is just ahead of Ollie in the Ferrari. You see that gap there. Meanwhile, back to the LMH, Vandergeest doing some really good late braking here, but let's see what Smythe does. Looking to the inside, hanging in there a little bit just in case Vandergeest goes a little wide. Heading into Coca-Cola, and now the 100R race. You hear that Vandergeest gets a little bit heavy out there. Smythe a little bit of a chance to catch up there. Meanwhile, 4th place car of Ericsson is some 7 seconds ahead of Ed Jones. And Mateo is about 17 seconds behind Cartwright. So these guys are pretty spread out as leader Granatovich. It's got 30-second gap on Cartwright. So Mateo's got some 16 seconds to make up in 26 minutes to do it, to get himself up into 2nd. But he is sitting on the podium, so he's in good shape right now. And Ericsson in 4th place has had a great race so far. Really does a good job keeping himself in it. Woody now currently in 7th, some 5 seconds about behind 6th place Ollie. So he's got some work cut out for him. But Ollie and Jones, he's closed it down to under 2 seconds for that 5th place position. And now it looks like Taylor getting around Jones right now. That is Miss Robin Taylor, who's currently in 4th place. So Talvitier, well, he's closed it down. He's taken 2 seconds out of that 10-second gap. Well, 1.5 anyway. So he's going to have to do some of that pilot stuff here and really make the difference of it. And Condosaurus, we do not know how, but he has got first place in this as he's coming up on the traffic there. That looks like Freddie Hell. I believe that's Freddie. No, it's not Freddie. Is it Smythe? No. It had to have been Freddie. Oh, Freddie's with Batson as he gets through this battle. Talvidier. All right. There's Dentella. So the Scobbler just coming down the straight now. We'll have Dentella next on his GT3 passing. But Costas, the heavens of Betsy, it's Vanderkees. So Vanderkees finds himself in 6th. He must have had an off as well as Smythe did, because he's lost that position to Smythe. And now he might be doing Talvidier a little bit of a favor here. If he can keep Costas behind him. I'm sure he's getting the blue flag, and it looks like he's going to let him go right here. Oh, and he has a crash with the first place car. Vanderkees, oh, unintentional damage. John, what in the heavens to Betsy? Are you okay, John? Let's check this out. I don't see any bent steering as he's going by Woody. So he saw it as clearly as I did. I think that was just like a, oops, I didn't know you were there, or whatever happened there. But it did slow him down a little bit, that is Costas, and allow Tony another second in the game. But he's got traffic breaking down. That's going to help Tony. As you can see, just in the foreground, the blue car of Talvidier you saw in that last shot. But Vanderkees, yellow in sector 3. Who is it? It's the 8th place car of LaBelle. LaBelle off again. So there we have it. Talvidier coming in on Batson and Ericsson as they split it. But Batson and Ericsson are having a great fight here. Ericsson trying to hold on to 4th if Jones is right there, but Batson, I guess it's Batson and Jones, not Ericsson and Jones. The two liveries are the same. They threw me off. So that's 5th and 6th and 7th right there. The 2 foot sniffing pigs are 4th and 5th, and 6th is Batson. So that's what he's battling. He's battling Jones for 5th. Meanwhile, Freddie, Drew, and there is Mike, who got around Vanderkees, and now Carnosaurus has got to get around him as well. So this might slow him down as Tony Talvidier has closed the gap down to 4 seconds. You can see him right there in the blue car. There's Costas. Getting around Cartwright. And now he's got Granatovich. So Granatovich and Cartwright are pretty darn close to each other now. So the battle for first in GT3 is not relevant because obviously Cartwright had to pit because he's way back. So he is actually, I don't know, the first place car. Oh, who was that spun? It was Smythe. Smythe now spin, and that's going to let Vanderkees back in. Will Vanderkees be able to close the gap? Oh, and Vanderkees spins. Oh my gosh. They're falling apart like a cheap watch here. It must be the tires. 20 minutes to go, though. You would think. I'm so confused. Meanwhile, Talvidier, you can see him there in the blue car, just back at Costas. In fact, let's get a shot from Tony's as he comes through here, turn 1. You should be able to see Costas up there. He's just now heading into Coca-Cola. The gap is 5.8 seconds. So Tony doing everything he can with 20 minutes left to close that gap. He's cut it in half. It was 10 seconds. He has cut that gap in half. Meanwhile, back here in the very confusing GT3 class, you can see the 3rd place car getting around Granatovich is leading. But Cartwright I don't understand the scoring here because it shows Cartwright in second, but it shows him 41 seconds. It shows Mateo in second, 41 seconds back. So I'm very confused. So he must have just put him a lap down because the 41 seconds is to Zenatella, or 43 now to Zenatella, and to Granadovich is 42 seconds. So that must be the confusion because Roman is right there. As you can see, that is Cartwright. He's currently in third place. So Granadovich must have just gotten around him. As you can see now, here comes Vandergeest, sixth place, trying to fight his way back. Mike, another yellow in sector 3, but it's a quickie, nobody off. Using the track map is a very valuable tool for the yellows. It allows me to see who and what and where. I can get to them a little bit quicker. But in the meantime, Costas, the gap is now 4 with 18 minutes, so can Tony do it? Let's look at some lap times here. So last lap time for Costas was a 1:20.644. There is Talvitier, some 3 seconds back now. Getting around Freddie. So Freddie Hell, Mike. 3.4. And the 1:21 by Costas on the last lap. I want to get WTA's lap time. Here's the speed difference. He hasn't caught him. Now VTA has caught Costas, and this is going to be a fight for the lead. Brilliant job of Tony closing that 10-second gap and using some picks to do it as Lavelle there, the last place LMH car, clearing the way, and we have just under 17 minutes of racing left here, and it looks like it's going to be a doozy. Look at that, 1:23 was the last lap by Costas. So 3 laps, all second slower each one, and he's going to the inside. Does Costas have an issue? Tony's got the nose, and Costas are side by side heading into Coca-Cola. Costas is hanging onto that inside to keep position. Tony being patient, wait for his spot. I think Tony has the pace here to head into the hairpin. That was Jones and Patterson getting passed by this race to the finish here. Wow, what a treat we are in for here with this last 15 plus minutes. How long can Janosaurus hold him off? And what will the tires do? 1:23, the last lap. It's not going to show me Tony's. It won't let me show Tony's last lap. Maybe we'll hear it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Last lap for Tony. It's a 1:20.6, so there's the difference. I had to switch it to the third place car. Yet down the straight another time. Can Tony close in on him? In the mirror there. Who's going to outbrake who? Oh, both playing it smart through here. Oh, Tony lost it back there. You see Tony had a little bit of a fishtail, all that work, and he's lost about a second. Can he make it up? No close battles in GT3 right now, with the exception of Jones and Ollie. I don't want to leave this though. He's got it back to under a second. So going through this seriously technical section. One of the toughest turns right here on the track. This is so tough. Get this right. And it looks like he got it right. And there's the spin. And there it is. There's the lead change as Costasaurus just loses it in the horrible net section. I told you that place is tricky. It's slippery. Oh, Costasaurus is picking himself as Talvitie now gets back to lead of this race with 13, just under 14 minutes left. What an exchange. And here comes Costasaurus. Can he regain? And Descobblers is some 15 seconds back, so there's no stress there on Costas to give up second. However, with 13 minutes and 14 seconds, if his pace doesn't hold up, he will have an issue. See Tony's last lap. The 121. Let's see Costas' last lap. The 124. So there's that difference right there. Can Matesh catch up? We don't know. Meanwhile, Ed Jones trying to gain a spot here, chasing Bateson. Keep saying your name wrong. I'm so sorry, Ollie. You guys got to get with me in the comms and tell me how to pronounce your names. Really apologize in advance for that. Meanwhile, leader Talvitie increasing in the gap to almost 3 seconds now as they head down the straight one more time. We're under 13 minutes remaining. This pace is going to be about 8 laps, perhaps. 7-8 laps. Talvitie, once again, the leader of the LMH class. Costasaurus is throwing it all in now, man. It's all or nothing. You can catch him. New hairpin. He's doing a brilliant drive. He just had that one mistake, and I'll tell you, that's what it takes, man. It's such a fine line. Still only 2 cars out of this race, Wesley and Summers. Teammates are both still in this race. Robin Taylor second in the points, currently in 4th. Got a nice 30-second gap over Smythe. Meanwhile, Vandergeest is 6th. We watched him lose that position. Oh, we got another yellow second. It's the 5th place car of Smythe. Smythe is looking like he's in trouble. Is Vandergeest going to get around him? He's still stuck. He can't get out of this position. Is this going to open the door for Vandergeest? Now there's just too much of a gap. Too much of a gap. Or was that Freddie? Was that Freddie and it didn't even matter? I think it was. So there is the gap to Vandergeest, some 30 seconds though. That must have been, yeah. No, it was Smythe because he's. Well, you guys probably saw it better than I did because I'm doing 14 things at once here. Meanwhile, back in the lead of this race, Talvitie taking advantage of that slight mistake as he gets by first place of the GT class, Roman Granatovich. As the gap is now 3 seconds, so it continues to go. So Talvitie did have that little bit better pace as we are now under 10 minutes remaining. gets through Neil Wood, finding himself in 7th position. Very a mystery what happened to Wood there. He was very competitive in that top 5. 6 with that great battle with Ericsson, who now finds himself steadily in 4th position. So there's Barrett right there. He's done a great job. He's going to have a great result if he can just hang on. Got 5 seconds over Ollie in the Ferrari. But Ollie is being chased by a foot-sniffing pig teammate, Ed Jones. As the leader, Tony, gets through. You can see there is Jones as 2nd place closes in. So, you know, a little bit of a spot here. There is still the chance for Costas with the way the GT3s, you know, when you are multi-class racing, you have to get through the obstacles, which is the other class for both classes. Either if they're letting them around or if you got to get through, it is very, very competitive and it's very challenging as Tony's getting around. One of the foot-sniffing pig. I believe that was Ericsson. So 3.7 is the gap. Meanwhile, from 2nd to 3rd is 15, so that's pretty huge. From 4th to 5th is way out there. So Taylor in survival mode. The Vandergeest holding on to that 6. I think Vandergeest also finds himself in survival mode now. Oh, as Taylor has it spin, it's not going to affect Vandergeest. He's about a lap down. As Taylor recovers, coming through the barge boards. And there is Cartwright, 3rd place GT3. This GT3 class over this 90-minute span is extremely spread out with the exception of Jones and Bateman. Ollie Bateman doing a great job actually this race, holding on to this place in the Ferrari. He's had a very consistent run, so it's good driving by the GT3 guys, especially this middle class. Roman Granatovic, whose spaceship is probably awaiting up Earth's atmosphere to take him back to his alien planet after the race where he can recuperate. After yet another stretching of his legs win. The gap has closed down to 12 seconds though. So Tantella has found himself back in 2nd place. Cartwright. And he has closed the gap. So, and this gap has come down too. So there's been slowing down. Is it Roman who's losing a little bit of pace with the tires? But he had 40-something seconds if you remember. And now the gap is only 11. So with just under 7 minutes to go, we might have something closing in here. Is that Vandergeest just ahead of these guys? No. Smythe? Yeah. There it is. Getting around Ericsson there with Smythe. Freddie Hell back here. Closing in on this Jones and Bateson battle. Getting his way through. They make their way through the traffic. Jones trying to close in on Bateson there. He's got it under a second. Does Ed have anything for him in this last 5.5 minutes? Raised at the base of Mount Fuji here. It's been an epic race so far up to this point with lots of lead changes with the exception of GT3, which we did have pit stop lead changes, but that was it as Jones has caught the back of Ali Bateson. And he's going to use the draft here. Going to get around. Bateson's going to the inside. He's going to try and hold that move. And Jones has a run, but Bateson's staying on the inside just to hold that off. Could he do the over-under? Let's see what happens here. There, side by side. And Ollie keeps it clean on the inside. Ed putting up a great fight here. We are under 5 minutes. And this is a battle for 5th place. That'll put the foot sniffing pigs in 4th and 5th if indeed Ed Jones can get around Ollie Bateson. See if I can get that cool rear end view here. There we go. Pitches right up to him. So Ollie could be having some severe tire degradation issues, as you saw how slow he had to take the hairpin there. Coming up into Dunlop. Now they're going through this very tricky section. This is next where we saw Kinosaurus listen, but Kinosaurus is back in 1st place. What happened to Talvitier? What? I turned my head for a second and Talvitier's in 3rd. What did I miss? All of them have gotten by him. The Scobbler and what in the heavens to Betsy's going on here? Did Tony have an off? What in the world did I miss? Nope, there's some kind of pit stops going on. Are they running out of fuel? Because here comes the Scobbler into the Arcanosaurus pits from the lead. This is going to put Matesh in 1st place. What in the heavens to Betsy is going on here? Was it a drive-through? Did he do something and he's making his own drive-through? Nope, he's actually pitted. So he is stopped from something. This is going to move. The Scobbler second. Talvitier is now going to swing by and find himself in 2nd. With 3 minutes left. Oh, I can see the damage in the front of Tony's car there, so something must have happened. Costas still in the pit. He's coming out now. So Costas is out in 3rd place. He remains on the podium, but what in the heck has happened here with the last 3 minutes of this race? What did I miss? Matej now being gifted 1st place if he can make it the round. The last couple of laps of this race. I wish they had fuel gauges on here. You can see where they're all at. Oh, we got the GT3s coming through here. Wow. Oh, he's getting around Woody. Bogdanovic getting through Will Wood. That 6-second gap to 2nd place for these guys. But what in the heavens to Betsy happened? Forced Canosaurus into the pits. Talvitier from the lead now into 2nd place. As Matej is a lap away from winning this race, coming from 3rd place. Holy smokes. And meanwhile, Ollie, Vandergeest getting through these guys. Wow, I was watching the GT3s as the prototypes are just changing positions. This is it, man. We got 49 seconds left. I don't know if Matej is going to cross the line in time. There might be one more lap if the Scobbler can actually get there within the next 40 seconds. Wow, what a change of events here. I really apologize for missing exactly what happened. Maybe we'll find out in the chat. But Matej Scobbler is moments away from winning this race. We're making through Panasonic. I think he's going to cross the line, and we're going to have one more lap, which is going to help. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yep, we have one more lap to go. So this is white flag is out. Last lap of this race. Time has expired. Talvitier some 9 seconds back. Wow. What a mystery. The mystery will have to unfold in the chat. Good heavens to Betsy. Meanwhile, Jones is all over Bateson. You can see Smythe. Yellow sector 3, it's the 7th place car. Freddie Hell, he's out again. Freddie Hell is down for the count. Meanwhile, Jones is coming through. We do have one more lap to go. Looks like Freddie is stuck. Freddie is not going to get it going. He is stuck there. You can see on the track map, 7th position. Meanwhile, Granadovich, 5-second lead. Jones has caught Batson in the tricky section. They will have one more lap to race, I believe. Here is your leader. This is it. This is going to take the checkered right here. Here is your round 5 winner at Fuji. Matej Descovler comes from back of the field. Well, not too far back. And takes the lead after the mishaps of Tony Talbitier, who's going to take 2nd place. A brilliant run, but I'm sure he's kicking himself for being in the lead there a few times. And there is your 2nd place. Talbitier. Here comes 3rd place. Costas, who had to have that last-minute pit stop. Taking 3rd, Taylor with that early crash. He's going to take 4th. He's already celebrating 4th. Smythe. Vandergeest going to hang on to 6th place. And it looks like Ollie Batson is going to take off and hold off the challenge. Granadovich takes the win for GT3. Nicely done. And Donatella taking 2nd place. Brilliant race by Mateo and Roman. Once again, proving their worth. Great job by Ericsson. Cartwright gets 3rd in the GT3s. My heavens. What a crazy race. Wow. Let's just take a look at this. Wow, there is your finishing order. 68 laps. Matej Talbitier, Costas, Taylor, Smythe, Vandergeest in 6th, Freddie Hell in 7th, LaBelle in 8th. That's it for the prototypes. And there you see Granadovich and Nutella, your first 2 GT3 cars. Tim Cartwright in 3rd, Barrett Erickson in 4th. Ollie Batson hanging on to 5th, Ed Jones in 6th place. Beautiful run. Woody Wenham, and then the 2 DNF, Summers and Westy. So, wow, what a great day of racing today, everybody. That was some crazy business. Woo! That was just nuts. There is your GT3 class winner. And we have somebody joining us here. Hello. Who are we talking to? They've gone mute. Let's see if I can bring them up. Oh no, it was they're in the driver's lounge, so no, they are not in my channel. So, oh, there he is, Tony. Tony, I see you talking, but I don't hear you. We got no volume on you, Tony. I'm sorry.
That's because my microphone was
There we
muted.
go. Okay, so
Yeah.
the muted microphone might explain what in the heavens to Betsy happened. We missed it. I was watching the GT3s, and all of a sudden you were in the lead with 5 minutes to go. What happened?
Yeah, this game is stupid.
Oh, no. Did you get a drive-through?
Yeah, because I was avoiding traffic and I saw John fighting Jacob, and I was avoiding that and avoiding some GT3 cars, and then I had to brake and avoid contact, and I went through 2 corners and it gave me a fucking drive-through.
Oh, Tony. What a brutal way to go. Now, you saw Costas also must have he held in to actually stop with 2 minutes left, which gave you 2nd place back. So it was really a mystery to us. We were trying to figure it out because we didn't see it happen. And it doesn't tell you, if the driver's got a drive-through. If I have certain things checked, I should have had the race details up. It might have showed us, but man, what a tough way to go. But you did get second place back. But yeah, to avoid the GP3s and go off, that steward should not give you a penalty for that. But that's just a game issue.
Yeah, but other than that, I drove pretty well.
No, you had an excellent drive. I could hear the fans rooting for you as you found yourself back, and then you got into the lead again. How did that happen when you were back? All of a sudden, you got into the lead again with the last third of the race. What went on there?
I had no issues. I was very certain I was gonna win it. I knew that only one stop was Dax Koppler, so I knew I had it. But then I had this incident with traffic, and I was just trying to be nice, and I got penalized for that.
Oh man, that is a tough way to go down. But hey, second place is better than third place. It's not as good as first, but that is going to help you out in the points a little bit. So that
I don't care about points. I just want to win races.
there you go. There you go.
Fuck points.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from the horse's mouth, right there. We don't care about the championship. We just want to win. All right, good stuff. Well, it was a very exciting race to watch from our point of view, anyway. I missed a lot of action, but we saw a lot of action as well. So we got one more round to go in Bahrain in 2 weeks, so that should be another thrilling event. Hopefully, everybody will make it, show up. We lost a few drivers this week, but that's okay. Yeah, that's how it goes. In the meantime, stay tuned. We'll have some more action for you. So with that said, we're going to let it go for now and say goodbye to everybody. And thanks for tuning in. And we will catch you on the next one. All right. Thanks for coming in, Tony.
Yeah, bye-bye. Congrats for winners.
Yeah, great race by the winners. All right.